So, if I may start by insulting your intelligence with what is called the most elementary lesson. This lesson is quite simply this, that any experience that we have through our senses, whether of sound, or of light, or of touch, is a vibration.
Open your eyes, let them be light. Well on your way, right in the wave. Rising and falling along all your life. Call to the sky to begin my day. Don't be afraid passing into the night. Always illusion to show on the stage. Things are created inside of the mind. Stay in the center, fall back in my face.
And a vibration has two aspects, one called on and the other called off. Vibration seems to be propagated in waves, and every wave system has crests and it has troughs. And so life is a system of now you see it, now you don't. And these two aspects always go together.
I see you something new, deja vu stuck in the blue. Need to break from all the strain, think I'm about to blow a fuse. Lose a shake and levitating, that's I'm losing all the weight. I can't wait till I escape, find the trade and claim the space. Till I see you something new, deja vu stuck in the blue. Need to break from all the strain, think I'm about to blow a fuse. Lose a shake and levitating, that's I'm losing all the weight. I can't wait till I escape, find the trade and claim the space.
For example, sound is not pure sound. It is a rapid alternation of sound and silence. And that's simply the way things are. Only you must remember that the crest and the trough of a wave are inseparable. Nobody ever saw crests without troughs or troughs without crests. If therefore we forget, you see, that black and white are inseparable, and that existence is constituted equivalently by being and non-being, then we get scared, and we have to play a game called, black might win. And once we get into the fear that black, the negative side, might win, we are compelled to play the game, but white must win. And from that start all our troubles. Because you see, the human awareness is a very odd mechanism. That is to say, we have as a species specialized in a certain kind of awareness, which we call conscious attention. And by this we have the faculty of examining the details of life very closely.
Living a sacrifice, die to myself every day. Never mind that if I watch it slide into place. Perfect in time, unfolded, divinely entwined in a race. Free my mind from the trace, elevate me and dine with the grain. Feel the pull of the tide, I untie from the way. Let me take to the sky, leave me safe. Let me take to the sky, leave me safe. And rover cycle, come back over fall. Building a monument, nothing at all. Leaving my legacy, cry to the sky. Losing my mind, I don't even know why. But looking back, I can make sense of life. Nothing now will keep moving, there's no end in sight. Look past the line, see the cure in the thighs. Take a deep breath, hold myself up and dive.
Price which we pay for specializations in conscious attention is ignorance of everything outside its field. I would rather say ignorance than ignorance, because if you concentrate on a figure, you tend to ignore the background. You tend therefore to see the world in a disintegrated aspect. You take separate things and events seriously, imagining that these really do exist, when actually they have the same kind of existence as an individual's interpretation of the Rorschach blot. They're what you make out of it. In fact, our physical world is a system of inseparable differences. Everything exists with everything else, but we contrive not to notice that. We select from the total input that goes to our senses only a very small fraction. And this causes us to believe that we are separate beings, isolated by the boundary of the epidermis from the rest of the world.
Keep on moving, falling farther. Hold my head above the water. Love the offspring of the all. See everything is changing pattern. Nothing matters, this ain't not a place for now and ever. After ever fading, rise.
You see, this is also the mechanism involved in not noticing that black and white go together. Every inside has an outside. And the inside, what's inside goes on inside your skin is inseparable from what goes on outside your skin. You see that, for example, in the science of ecology, one learns that a human being is not an organism in an environment, but is an organism hyphen environment.
Know that I can't help but fall to my fate every step that I take on the road to my grave. Left and right of the way, wrong and righteous contained in the whole of the game. Anyway, from the open to close, you created the love and the rage, saw the height and the base from your place in the cycle. I tried to explain to the base until guiding embrace to the bank that was shade to the waves.
That is to say, a unified field of behavior. If you describe carefully the behavior of any organism, cannot do so without at the same time describing the behavior of the environment. The organism is not the puppet of the environment, being pushed around by it, nor on the other hand is the environment the puppet of the organism, being pushed around by the organism. The relationship between them is, to use John Dewey's word, transactional. Transaction being a situation like buying and selling, in which there is no buying unless somebody sells, and no selling unless somebody buys.
Slipping like I don't belong, minding the dice for the god, hope for the gift to be God. Wish for a mystery, this what I got. Guess we begin till we fly from this rock. Give me a bit, let me gather my thoughts, calling it off when I finally stop. Wish for a mystery, this what I got. Guess we begin till we fly from this rock. Give me a bit, let me gather my thoughts, calling it off when I finally stop. Burned at my core, I am nothing, stuck on the run back to earth. Come from the night to return. Torn from the world, deconstructing, informed by the world. Why would I give it the fall? All of my problems are gone. Wait for the song to resolve. No need to try holding on. I've been a diver too long. Fire is driving my soul. Know that I rise from the y'all. Still feel like I don't belong. Minding the lies for the goal. Hope for the gift to be God. Wish for a mystery, this what I got. Guess we forget till we fly from this rock. Give me a bit, let me gather my thoughts, calling it off when I finally stop. Wish for a mystery, this what I got. Guess we forget till we fly from this rock. Give me a bit, let me gather my thoughts, calling it off when I finally stop.
I wonder if it's ever struck you how curious a thing it is that most of the things that we experience we regard as things that happen to us, which we ourselves do not originate, which are events expressing some sort of power or activity that is external to ourselves. And if you consider that, you realize that what you mean by yourself is rather narrowly circumscribed. Even events that go on in our own bodies are put in the category of things that happen to us in the same way as things that go on in the world outside our skins. If there's a thunderstorm or an earthquake, well, it happens to you. You're not responsible for it. But so in the same way, when you have hiccups, you didn't plan on it. If you have belly rumbles, you had no intention of doing it. As for the catastrophic act of getting born, well, you had nothing to do with that. And you can spend all your life blaming your parents for putting you in the situation in which you find yourself. And this way of looking at the world in this sort of passive mood as something that happens to you goes right down to our general feelings about life.
Critical question, what is this? The cyclical gravity, gravitating entity traps me in tragedy, bound by my apathy. Back to the ground, shoot out roots like a tree, reaching out, travel down, branching path, found my bound. Let me lose, I refuse to, without them to slip on my noose. Standing out from the crowd, race around on the loop. I'm accused to confuse with my sound. Do my best with what's ahead, I can't escape, remember breath. Hardly living, just revive. Can't reclaim what's already dead. Repeat the lesson till the end. Unexplained, uncomprehended. Never rest what I'm alive. Another
down to the way in which, as Westerners, we have been accustomed to look at human existence as a precarious event in the cosmos that, on the whole, is depicted as being completely unsympathetic and alien to our existence. In other words, if you are reared with a 20th century, or shall we say an early 20th century common sense, which is based on the philosophy of science of the 19th century, with its rejection of Christianity and Judaism, you regard yourself as an accident, a biological accident, in a stupid universe, which is mechanical but has no feelings, no finer feelings. More traditional, you look upon yourself as a child of God, and therefore under authority. In other words, there's a big boss on top of all this, who allowed you, at his pleasure, to deign to have the disgusting effrontery to exist. And you better watch your P's and Q's, because that Almighty is looking after you.
See, the end is coming closer. Choose to hold my ground and brood out for the moment coming back when I can't help but blow a fuse. Nothing stays inside this life, an ever-changing flow and fume, and the stream is winding off from which these features are produced. Alternate for making thy devote the way to hate and dive in needed space. I can't seem to get it straight. No attainment, no mistakes, nothing to blame, nothing to praise. Let me forget all this place, help me forgo all the pain. Stay dated and estranged, forget the game, I'm getting faded. Leave me safe beyond this plane. Sure to stain, I got no shame. Wish they'd all them in my name. See me grovel in my hatred, also overcomplicated. Want it all to wash away. Leave me to myself again. Leave me safe beyond this plane. Sure to stain, I got no shame. Wish they'd all them in my name. See me grovel in my hatred, also overcomplicated. Want it all to wash away. Leave me to myself again.
The attitude of this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. When you look at the world in that image, or in the other image that it's a stupid mechanism, either point of view you take, you don't really belong. You're not really part of all this. It is quite alien to Western thought to conceive that the external world, which is defined as something that happens to you, it is quite alien to our thought to consider all that as you yourself.
See, the end is coming closer. Choose to hold my ground and brood out for the moment coming back when I can't help but blow a fuse. Nothing stays inside this life, an ever-changing flow and fume, and the stream is winding off from which these features are produced. Alternate for making thy devote the way to hate and dive in needed space. I can't seem to get it straight. No attainment, no mistakes, nothing to blame, nothing to praise. Let me forget all this place, help me forgo all the pain. Stay dated and estranged, forget the game, I'm getting faded. Leave me safe beyond this plane. Sure to stain, I got no shame. Wish they'd all them in my name. See me grovel in my hatred, also overcomplicated. Want it all to wash away. Leave me to myself again. Leave me safe beyond this plane. Sure to stain, I got no shame. Wish they'd all them in my name. See me grovel in my hatred, also overcomplicated. Want it all to wash away. Leave me to myself again.
Because you see, we have such a myopic view of what oneself is. It's as if, in other words, we selected how much experience is really to be regarded as me. As if you focused your attention on certain restricted areas of the whole panorama of things that you experience, and say, I will take sides with that much of it. Now, we come here to an extremely important principle, which is the different points of view you get when you change your level of magnification. That is to say, you can look at something with a microscope and see it a certain way. You can look at it with the naked eye and see it in a certain way. You look at it with a telescope and you see it in another way. Now, which level of magnification is the correct one? Well, obviously, they're all correct. They're just different points of view. You can, for example, look at a newspaper photograph under a magnifying glass, and where with the naked eye you will see a human face.
When I try to make a point, I miss the point. So what's the point? So annoyed by all the world, can't escape, so I avoid. Want to fall into the void, calling out into the blackness. Want to cancel out the noise, pulling back my power, cutting through the time. highs, tried to take my time. Found that nothing's lasting, always dying, all divine. Waking from the crash, I came to find we never die until it's time. Let it be, I'll watch the scene and let it pass until I'm pulled out by the tide into the sea. Enjoy the ride, tossed upon the waves of life. It's taking all my energy to keep my head where I can breathe. Keep the air inside my lungs, keep on moving through the mind. Keep the light inside my heart, watch the fire start to fade. Sick of hiding in the shade, need a flame to set the spark. Ignite my path throughout the dark, lead me safe along the way. Sick of hiding in the shade, need a flame to set the spark. Ignite my path throughout the dark, lead me safe along the way.
With the magnifying glass, you will just see a profusion of dots, rather meaninglessly scattered. But as you stand away from that connection of dots, which all seem to be separate and apart from each other, they suddenly arrange themselves into a pattern. And you see that these individual dots add up to some kind of sense. Now you'll see at once from this illustration that maybe you may add up to some kind of sense that is not apparent to you in your ordinary consciousness.
When I try to make a point, I miss the point, so what's the point? So annoyed by all the world, can't escape, so I avoid. Want to fall into the void, calling out into the blackness. Want to cancel out the noise, pulling back my power, cutting through the ties. Trying to take my time, found that nothing's lasting, always dying, all divine. Waking from the crash, I came to find we never die until it's time. Let it be, I'll watch the scene and let it pass until I'm pulled out by the tide into the sea. Enjoy the ride, tossed upon the waves of life. It's taking all my energy to keep my head where I can breathe. Keep the air inside my lungs, keep on moving through the mind. Keep the light inside my heart, watch the fire start to fade. Sick of hiding in the shade, need a flame to set a spark. Ignite my path throughout the dark, lead me safe along the way. Sick of hiding in the shade, need a flame to set a spark. Ignite my path throughout the dark, lead me safe along the way.
When we examine our bloodstreams under a microscope, we see there's one hell of a fight going on. All sorts of microorganisms are chewing each other up. And if we got overly fascinated with our view of our own bloodstreams in the microscope, we should start taking sides, which would be fatal, because the health of our organism depends on the continuance of this battle. What is, in other words, conflict at one level of magnification is harmony at a higher level. Now, could it possibly be, therefore, that we, with all our problems, conflicts, neuroses, sicknesses, political outrages, wars, tortures, and everything that goes on in human life, are a state of conflict, which can be seen in the larger perspective as a situation of harmony?
Time to take my deep, aiming for my vision. Onward I proceed, moving with precision. Needing nothing till the day that I'm deceased. Got it all until I've fallen. Coming home, I hear the calling. Let it be, I've been reaching for my coffin. Up for every time that we drop. Go to the sky, then the rocks. Never apart, you are one with the yacht. Winding our way, heading back to the home. All felt inside of the mind, side of the ground where we fall. Passing this play where we're moving tonight. Go on, creating your place in the world.
Well, it is claimed, you see, that some human beings have broken through to that vision, that they've slipped somehow or other into states of consciousness where they see the apparent disintegration and disorganization of everyday life as the functioning of a totality which at its level is completely uninteresting.
Time to take my beat, aiming for my vision. Onward I proceed, moving with precision. Needing nothing till the day that I'm deceased. Got it all until I've fallen. Coming home, I hear the calling. Let it be, I release before my coffin. Up for return at the drop. Go to the sky and the rocks. Never apart, you are one with the yacht. Winding our way, heading back to the home. All felt inside of the mind, side of the ground where we fall. Pass from this plane where we're moving tonight. Go on, creating your place in the world.
And you could say, aha, at last I see, I got the point. I've seen how all this makes sense. But what this insight depended upon was your overcoming the illusion that space separates things. That is to say, the space, the interval between your body and mine, the interval created by birth at one end and death at the other, and then after somebody's death, then somebody else's birth. These are events with intervals between them. And normally we regard these intervals in time, these intervals in space, as having no importance, no function. We tend to see the universe itself as really consisting in all the stars and galaxies. That's what it is, that's what we notice. But the space in which all this happens is sort of written off as something that isn't really there. What one has to realize is that the space is an essential function of the things in the space.
Still growing up, rise from my right, slip from the game, live on my duck, losing my name, take as a loss, finding my faith as I walk on the rock, move with the waves, winding my way, follow my heart as I fall to my grave, sensing the grain down beneath like the tide by my feet, hope it pulls me away, dig me safe to my face, till the bang is proceeding, I see in my shade of them playing the end of enrage is contained of the mage of the man, hermit hid in my cave, I can't wait for the end of my problems, embrace, levitate while we fade, the word don't need that I'll pass from this plane, feeling hurt by the world with contempt in my brain, attempting to heal, scar the words on the page.
After all, you can't have separate stars unless there is a space around. If you eliminate the space, you will see you couldn't have this phenomenon at all. And vice versa. You couldn't have the space, they wouldn't be there in any sense whatsoever if there weren't the bodies in it.
Still growing up, rise from my right, slip from the game, live on my duck, losing my name, take as a loss, finding my faith as I walk on the rock, move with the waves, winding my way, follow my heart as I fall to my grave, sensing the grain down beneath like the tide by my feet, hope it pulls me away, lead me safe to my face till the bang is proceeding, I see in my shade of them playing the end of enrage is contained of the mage of the man, hermit hid in my cave, I can't wait for the end of my problems, embrace, levitate while we fade, the word don't need that I'll pass from this plane, feeling hurt by the world with contempt in my brain, attempting to heal, scar the words on the page.
So the bodies in the space and the space are two aspects of a single continuum. They're related together in exactly the same way as a back and a front, and you just don't get one without the other. So the moment you see that intervals, that space is connective, you can understand at once how you are not just to be exclusively defined as a flash of consciousness that occurs between two eternal darknesses, and that just what you have to realize is that life is a pattern of immense complexity, of the energy of the whole universe.
We've been discussing the Buddhist philosophy of change, of life as a flowing, dynamic pattern process, which is essentially immaterial because it isn't anything you can grasp. We use the word substance, we use the word solid, we use the word matter.
Proving my path and erasing my name. Walk from the past, flowing on with the waves. Far from my heart while I feel out of place. Call to the sky to the end of my days. Void is so fast, I've been making my space. Shaping my mind through the things I create. Left all I gain and I pass into night. Hiding my life when the pain is contained. Fall to my grave any way that I aim. Leave me invaded and fool in my play. Spark from the flame, I'm the mage and the snake. Watching my life like a scene on a stage. Blazing my trail, never failed on my faith. I prevail in my nature, enthused in the end. Keep my head on the beats, but I'll die yet again. Any way that I step, we proceed as the bang. Knowing nothing I cease as it seems. We descend into love, we're ascended in grief. Can't complain after all that I flee on the back of this beast. Geological, botanical, methodological entity. Beating up everything, masochist, pacifist. Mind is surrounded, no stitch in the seams. Features evoking the creatures we meet. Not a speck in the world shouldn't be
Something you can catch hold of, or stand on, or rely on, or cling to. And the basis of the Buddhist philosophy of change is that there is nothing of the kind. There is nothing to hang on to, nothing to rely on, nothing to cling to. But when we say, you see, something matters, the word has a double meaning in that it means that it's substantial and that it's important. And so we are brought up from birth to play the game of life in a certain way. There are certain things we are told by adults who were told by their adults who were told by their adults that these things matter. And one of the fundamental things that matters is that you go on living. And so everybody is tremendously concerned with the things that matter, that they've been taught to value. And because these things actually don't matter, that is to say, because they're not substantial, but they're all a flowing pattern, a flame seems to be a substantial object. It's there, and it's to burn you, and you can watch it for a long time. Actually, it's a stream of hot gas. And so, likewise, the human organism is a stream of energy. It's never the same for 2 seconds. Only we've been taught to watch that thing and to cherish it and value it, and it matters, damn it. And yet it's going to wear out, and yet it's going to get sick, and yet it's going to die. So everybody is involved in playing the game of life in a way that goes beyond play and becomes deadly serious.
Finding my reason, insane in my season. I'm losing my way when I'm led by the legion. Aside from my grave, need to get with my feeling and not be afraid, cause it all comes to nothing. Still here for something, I feel that my lungs let it go when I'm done. Up the hillside they running, pull myself up to my feet. At release, finally free, booking I never see. So the shed in the shade, clothing out of my skin. On the mantle I lay in a dream, wide awake. Gather up, throw away, everything can be saved. All this changing in nature, nothing stays the same. Feel the pull of the tide, take me safe to my death. In the end I'll define, in the end I'll let rest. Not a test of a lesson, but blessing to tread. Every step left in breath, let us right off the ledge.
And as a result, the whole of existence is lived in a state of constant frustration. Because you are trying all the time to hold together and to preserve something which in the long run can't be preserved at all.
Finding my reason, insane in my season. I'm losing my way when I'm led by the legion. Aside from my grave, need to get with my feeling and not be afraid, cause it all comes to nothing. Still here for something, I feel that my lungs let it go when I'm done. Up the hillside they running, pull myself up to my feet. At release, finally free, booking I never see. So the shed in the shade, clothing out of my skin. On the mantle I lay in a dream, wide awake. Gather up, throw away, everything can be saved. All this changing in nature, nothing stays the same. Feel the pull of the tide, take me safe to my death. In the end I'll define, in the end I'll let rest. Not a test of a lesson, but blessing to tread. Every step left in breath, let us right off the ledge.
Therefore, in response to this cry of pain, which everybody puts up as a result of being in this situation and trying to hold on to things, the wisdom of the various ways of liberation, be they Hindu, Buddhist, or whatever, is saying to everybody, wake up, see what the scene is. This is the kind of thing that's going on. And you are not a captive in a trap. You're not just some mere little measly being that somehow or other was brought into an insane universe. But you are what the thing is. You are not the victim. You are the system.
It's astonishing. Not a human habitation in sight anywhere. I've been living out here for some months to write and to absorb an atmosphere that is different from the city. To try and find out what is the essential difference between the world of nature and the world of man.
Every step brings me closer to destiny, coming together before I'm dismayed. Catching my breath, let me rest in peace. Back to the cycle, we race through the day. Fade into night, take me back to still trying to fly for I fall in the fight. All of my sight is one entity made out of energy, flows from me by all this light in the mind. Every step brings me closer to destiny, coming together before I'm dismayed. Catching my breath, let me rest in peace. Back to the cycle, we race through the day. Fade into night, take me back to still trying to fly for I fall in the fight. All of my sight is one entity made out of energy, flows from me by all this light in the mind.
Because there's an obvious difference, like the difference of artistic style. No one, for example, would confuse painting by Leonardo with a painting by Picasso, or music by Bach with music by Shostakovich. And in the same way, there seems to be a complete difference of style.
Every step brings me closer to destiny, coming together before I'm dismayed. Catching my breath, let me rest in peace. Back to the cycle, we race through the day. Fade into fading tonight, take me back just to trying to fly for I fall in the fight. All in my sight is one entity made out of energy, falls like goodbye, all is left in the mind. Each step brings me closer to destiny, coming together before I'm dismayed. Catching my breath, let me rest in peace, back to the cycle, we brace through the day. Fading tonight, take me back just to trying to fly for I fall in the fight. All in my sight is one entity made out of energy, flows through goodbye, all is left in the mind.
Between the things that human beings do and the things that nature does, even though human beings are themselves part of nature. On the one hand, nature is wiggling. Everything wiggles. The outlines of the hill, the shapes of the trees, the way the wind brushes the grass, the clouds, tracks of streams. It all wiggles. And for some reason or other, we find wiggly things very difficult to keep track of. And you know, we say to people, keep still so that I can see you. Keep still for the camera. And we say, let's get it all squared away. And then somehow we think we understand things when we have translated them.
Peace for the moment, I'm grateful to breathe. What could I do but behold and perceive? Show on the screen all the shifting of scenes. A symphony, you'll notice I flow with the waves. Found some faith in the sea. Beast in the process unfolding before me. Waiting, you'll see life is always complete. Take it slow and release. All we hold keeps us bound when the soul will be free. Watch me growing with these. Speaking up cause I'm chosen. I know it's so deep. Diving down in the ocean. Unceasingly streaming. A fountain go flowing. You're born with the flame burning eternity. Sending up sparks. Beings like you and me. This divine comedy. Finding strength in the dark. Find myself in the faces I meet. I'm the snake with its own tail to eat.
Into terms of straight lines and squares. Maybe that's why they call rather rigid people squares. But it doesn't fit nature. You know, wherever human beings have been around and done their thing, you'll find rectangles. We live in boxes.
Grateful to be now, living my life like a scene. Making my way out, know I'm a wave of the sea. Forever we all travel on till we wake from the dream. Coming back to the one. Everything is not bleak as it seems. Energy entity, winding on, wandering, waking up soon from sleep.
Our streets, especially across states like Kansas and Nebraska, are laid out in a grid pattern because it seems that the human being really has a very simple kind of mind, and all this wiggliness is too complicated. I don't think it really is complicated, because after all, it's very simple to move, say, to raise something or to open and close your hand. It's perfectly easy, because we don't have to think about it. Things become complicated only when we think about it. And that's because we're trying to translate them into a form of life which is very much simpler and cruder than the forms of life we're talking about.
I see the centuries waxing brain. I know the mystery of pain, the secrets of the living fire, the key of life. I live, I reign, for I am master of desire. Silent passing by the folk, hard in its match, slaves to its yoke. Silent and unworking will. Redemption, Godhead's master stroke. The breaking of the wands of ill. No man has seen beneath my brows. Eternity's exalted house. No man has noted in my brain the knowledge of my mystic spouse. Watch the centuries wax and wane. Pouring kingdom filled with gold. Power swift and uncontrolled. Simple mid the maze of lies. Tried among the cool and dope. Plot their stealthy destinies. Patient in the breathless strife. Silent under scorching knife. Tranquil in the swell of things. I bring them from the web of life. Love from stellar water springs. From the fountainhead of God I draw water with environment. Luminous with light and power. Silage eons period. Await the moment then the hour. Move and throne and love that stand with love and worship in my hand.
Human beings are just as wiggly as nature, and our brains are an incredible mess of wiggles, and that's the part of ourselves that we understand least of all.
Talk with gods and wait, the summons fire the brand. I speak the word and there is fate. I know no happiness, no pain, no swift emotion, no disdain, no pity, but the boundless light, eternal love and slain flows through me, redeeming night. Mine's a size slow life, though I would not give a decent die a moment for my task complete. To father now with treachery, I should not dare to greet this. I get there when I would dare not hope the mighty gate of life may open, call me upwards to unite, even my soul within the scope of waves of rising fall, the yoga parts that crash and climb. I only comprehend the YOLO city's gone to sit. I beg redemption from the feds of pain. I breathe until the veil they drown. I burn the chaff, I glean the grain of silence. I await the don't.
Because sometimes when I'm in the middle of all this, I feel as if I were in the middle of an amazing brain. In other words, the brain is a network of interconnected neurons. And each one of those neurons is a fairly simple affair because it either fires or it doesn't fire. It gives you the message on or off, yes or no. But what we call things, the plants, birds, trees, are far more complicated than a neuron. And there are billions of them. And they are all living together in a network. Just as there is an interdependence of flowers and bees. Where there are no flowers, there are no bees, and where there are no bees, there are no flowers. They're really one organism. And so in the same way, everything in nature depends on everything else. So it's interconnected. And so the many, many patterns of interconnections lock it all together into a unity, which is, however, much too complicated for us to think about, except in very, very simple, crude ways. But I am part of all this. I am, as it were, one of the cells in this tremendous brain, which I can't understand, because the part cannot comprehend the whole. And yet at the same time, I don't feel, like so many people seem to feel, that I'm a foreigner or a stranger in this world. Its aesthetic forms somehow appeal to me more than most of the aesthetic forms which men have produced.